with Gary Barrington, and he's going to show us his lovely collection of trucks. And we're going to start here at the first one. Tell us about this thing.
Well, look at the license plate.
All right.
There's the start. Anyway, about 13, 14 years ago, a buddy of mine from Yerington, Nevada, calls me up one afternoon. We're working in the shop. He says, "You ever seen that old Peterbilt sitting out there on that flat going to Garterville?" I says, "No." He says, "Yeah, there's 3 old trucks, cab overs, sitting up on this hillside out here." I says, "Well, what are they?" He says, "Well, there's a Kenworth, 2 Kenworths, and this big house Peterbilt." Called it a big house.
Perfect.
And I thought, God, that's got to be one of them H's. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I says, "Look under the cab and see what motor it's got." And we hung up. He went and looked. He calls me back. He says, "It's got a real funny motor. Each head is got a separate valve cover hanging on it." And he says, "I've never seen one of those." Instantly, I thought, shit, that's a K.
Yeah.
I says, "Is there anybody around there?" He says, "Yeah, there's some hippie music coming out of the house trailer over there." I says, "Well, go over and talk to him. See what the deal is on those trucks." Smoked out kid on marijuana comes to the door, and Scott asked him, he says, "What's the deal on those cab overs?" And he says, "Oh, my old man, we was messing around with those. You know, he died of a heart attack here 6-8 years ago. And they're just junk. They're junk trucks." He says, "Well, do you want to sell them?" He says, "Yeah, we'll sell them all. What do you offer?" He says, "Well, what do you want for them?" Kid says, "Just make me an offer." Scott says, "We'll take all 3 of them for $1,000. I told Scott then, I told him what it was. He says, "We'll take them." So, long story short, we hauled this truck home. Scott took the other 2 to his place in Yerington. He scrapped them because they were just junk.
Yeah.
They were Kenworths, junk. Anyway, I got this one to the shop. We got inside the cab. The old man, it was ugly green. The cab was just beat to shit. He hadn't done any body work to it. The old man had bought all NOS parts, and they were all in the cab. New dash, new gauges, plastic, steering wheel, brand new steering wheel, everything to restore this truck. And I got it all for $1,000, and he overhauled the engine right before he passed away.
No way.
It was just one of them deals.
That's crazy. So this one's a 600, right?
No, it's a 450.
It's a 450?
Yeah. And I left it that way.
Cool.
I'm a purist when it comes to old trucks.
Yeah.
I like to leave them the way they came from the factory.
That's why I'm happy you have mine, you know?
Well, I'm happy to have it.
Until you're ready to send it back home to New York, you know? That's where it's got to go.
You never know. But you got to have a building to put it in. It can't sit outside.
I'll build a building for that one.
After we got this thing to the shop and I saw what it was, and I saw it had some potential, we completely disassembled it.
Oh, wow.
And replumbed it, rewired it, did all the body work on the cab. I painted it, and here it is.
She's a beaut. Yeah. Well,
and I just got offered a lot of money for it today, but I can't sell it.
But then you wouldn't have it,
yeah,
right? Exactly.
I can't sell it, so.
Yeah, especially not for. I mean, to get one for that price is unbelievably cool.
Of all the trucks I've got sitting here, I've got less money in this truck than any of them.
I believe it.
And I've got offered the most to somebody wanting to buy it.
I bet. I don't know that I've ever seen a 352H with a factory K. You know, I've seen a bunch with 3408s, you know, and an 892, but never seen one with a K, so it's a treat.
This is the first one that I restored here.
Oh, that one over there?
And it took me a couple of years to do it.
I like that.
After doing this one, I turned into a purist, and I kind of kicked myself because I ripped the original nice interior that this truck had and put that velour shit in there. But it's still a nice truck in my mind.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very nice truck. What's in this for power?
The 3406B.
Okay, cool.
6 and 4.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're a big twin stick guy.
Yeah, I like the 6 and 4s.
Yep. Yep, me too.
They're my favorites.
How did this one come to be the first one that you built?
I was reading, I think, a truck paper, one of them publications back in the middle 90s. Mm-hmm. 95, 97, somewhere in there. This truck was for sale in Bend, Oregon. And it was advertised for $22,000. So I called, it was was an Easter Sunday of like 97. I called the guy up. And he says, yeah, it's 6-4 truck, 3406B. I just went through the engine, brand new. Holt did it in Sacramento. So I says, well, I want to come up and look at it. He says, when do you want to come up? And I says, well, we just start with, this was like in April. I says, we're just getting ready to cut and bale hay. I says, I can't get away. When can you get away? I says, well, maybe we'll finish up about October. And it's just silence.
Yeah.
He says, well, I'm going to have this son of a bitch sold before October. I says, well, if you do, fine. If you don't, fine. I'm interested in it. I'll call you in October. Summer went by. We got done baling hay about the 8th of October, right after my birthday. I says, yeah, Brent, this is Gary Barrington. I called you this spring about that 87 Peterbilt you got for sale. He says, yeah, I still got the son of a bitch. You don't have to ask me. I still got it and it's still for sale. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I says, well, I'll tell you what, hold it for me. I'll be there in 2 days. Oh, I'll have it. I says, well, I've done this before. Somebody knows I'm interested, they go and buy it out from under me. I says, I'll be there in 2 days, promise me you'll hold it. I'll hold it for you. So I run up there and took a look at it. It was rough. It went through a hailstorm somewhere. It was just all dented. Shit, bad dents. And he says, you want to drive it? Because it had the 6-4, and you know, salesmen like to intimidate you by thinking, you don't know how to drive this truck, I'm going to test it. We got in it, we took it for a spin, and God, this thing shifted so nice. And the engine run good. But it was a lot of mismatched crap all over it. We got back to his house there, and he says, well, what do you think? I says, well, it's a good truck, it's decent. But I says, it's not worth $22,000. Silence. He kind of looks at me and says, well, make me an offer. I said, well, Brent, I'll tell you what, to me, it's a $15,000 truck. He says, you give me $15,500 and you can have it.
Okay.
I don't know what that 500 meant to him, but
apparently a lot. Whatever.
Anyway, that's how I acquired it. Took it home, tore it all apart, went through it, put new airlines, new wiring, just did everything that I like to make something nice, and here it is. Painted it. Here it is.
Do you haul with it?
Oh, I took it to Texas to get that twin turbo truck down there in the middle.
Okay.
It's been all over the country.
Cool.
I've driven it. I think it's got 15,000 miles on it now.
Nice.
That's one thing, when I redo a truck, I always I got a speedometer shop in Reno. Old time guy in there.
No way.
He can take a speedometer apart, clean it, make it work, reset it. You think you're getting a brand new speedometer.
Does he do the rest of the gauges as well?
Oh, yeah.
Because I got a bunch out of my cab where that, they got the rust around the ring.
He's an old guy. He's in his 80s now, but he knows gauges and speedometers. He can calibrate a speedometer. He puts them in, or I put them in. I take them into him, hooks his machine, his wire cable machine to it, and counts the revolutions, and he's got it all marked out in town there, how many feet or miles it is between his spots, and he can dial them things in exactly.
That's a dying art. There's nobody around does that anymore.
There isn't, and he's good.
Man.
He is super good. But anyway, I had every truck I've done, we redo the speedometers.
Yeah.
In fact,
put it back to zero.
I got a box of brand new ones that every truck in my junkyard, I've taken them out and
send them to him.
Yeah, so I got a box of rebuilt
that's a good idea.
speedometers and tachometers.
Yep.
So
very cool.
Anyway, that's the story on this one. This truck here's been passed around. It was originally sold in Reno, Nevada.
Yep.
Guy that bought it used it around Reno, Tahoe, Sacramento. And it was pretty much junk when I got it. It was rough, bad rough. Every panel on this thing has been replaced.
Wow.
Every rivet has been replaced. It had the 1693, and it's a factory 1693 6-4 truck.
Oh.
Of course, it's got the old Henriksen extended leaf suspension, which was popular in this era of a truck.
Yep. See, it's got the smaller tanks, 23s on it, right,
23s.
with the step.
Those aren't the original tanks. I had a company back in Pennsylvania, somewhere. I cut all the hardware out of the old tanks. They were just beat up.
I was going to say, because it has the correct caps on it.
Yeah. Cut all that out, sent it to them. They built me these tanks because I just like to keep them factory correct.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love that step on there. Somebody took mine, so I have those steps on the cab over. And somebody took it and bent it over the lower step so you can like walk up it, but it looks goofy. You know, I got to put it back. It's one of the things I got to do to it.
But anyway, we've completely gone through this truck. I wouldn't be afraid to, I wouldn't be afraid to drive any of these from here to New York and back.
Yeah, right, yeah.
They'd all do it.
Does this have a retarder?
It's a retarder motor, yeah.
I've never had one. No, so I've had a couple 3408s, but none of them have ever had a retarder, so I don't have any experience with those.
It's got everything it needs it for a mountain area.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are out here, you need it for sure.
But it's an original. It's a factory original.
Yeah.
This truck here is a 68 short hood Peterbilt that I acquired. Had a 335 in it. I couldn't find a...
It's got kind of a unique motor now, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a 1676 Caterpillar V8, which was limited production because of the problems. This truck did not come with this engine. I had a Kenworth with this engine. It was a factory truck, but I'm a Peterbilt guy. So we fitted this engine at 1676. Took me 5 years to get enough parts to rebuild the engine. Piece here, piece there, eBay, you name it.
Yep.
Old Caterpillar dealers back east. Finally got enough parts and pieces that my late mechanic was able to put it back together, and it runs good. But it's such a boat anchor kind of a motor, I'm scared to really pull it and run it. So it's kind of a conversation piece more than anything.
Yeah.
But it's a V8 1676 equipped truck.
That was like the first one they did, right?
Yeah.
Got a glower. You counting? Almost had it. It's a wild sounding engine. Yeah.
You know what I mean by being scared?
It sounds like it's coming apart. You are not kidding. It really is. Yeah. So this truck would have originally had the Cummins, like from factory?
Well, the serial number of this truck requires the Cummins motor.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I couldn't find a truck that had the 1670 and a Peterbilt version that had the 1676. I picked up the Kenworth that had the original engine, and that's what's in this.
So that's cool. It's original truck motor. Did they use that engine in other applications?
Yeah.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, they were used. They put them in generator in hospitals and pump motors, and used for all kinds of different industrial applications.
Yep. Gotcha. And this one has center point, right?
You're right. That's just kind of a standard back in those years.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of before power steering.
Yeah, but it's getting few and far between anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't like...
Well, power steering really didn't become popular until the 71, 72, right in there. And then, once every truck driver hated power, they didn't want to acknowledge power steering because they couldn't feel the road.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We get used to that shit. We like it.
Yeah, it seems bizarre to me, not wanting power steering, but I'm not from that era. So, what seems like common sense to me, I'm sure when you do it every day, it makes a difference.
Oh, yeah. This truck, of course, with the center point, doesn't have power steering.
Yeah.
This is a factory original 3408 truck, built in Nashville, Tennessee, 1979. I bought it off of Craigslist. Guy had just put it on Craigslist, and I happened to be killing time and looking, and here it popped up. I've been looking for one of these trucks for 10, 12 years, but they made so many, most of them had 15 speeds.
Yeah.
And I'm a 6-4, 5-4 guy, so I was pretty specific on one. He listed everything this truck had on Craigslist, and I thought, this has got to be a scam. These kind of trucks don't come up for sale.
Right.
So I called the phone number. Guy and I started talking. An old-time trucker out of San Fernando, California. CARB had just canceled the license on this truck, wouldn't license it for him anymore, and he was in the dumps. He was pissed off.
Yeah.
So he listed it. Him and his wife, when I called him and his wife were over in Henderson, Nevada, south of Las Vegas, looking for a place to live. They wanted to get the hell out. They had it with California, getting the hell out of there.
Yep.
So I quizzed him on the truck. He sounded legitimate. He wanted $28,000 for this truck, which I was willing to pay. So I says, okay, Jim was his name. I says, Jim, I'm going to send you the $28,000. I want your truck. Okay, fine. He says, I'll be home on Saturday. And he says, if you mail it today, I'll probably get it by Saturday. I said, yeah, you probably will, because I'm putting it in the mailbox as soon as we hang up. It's yours.
Yeah, done deal, yeah.
So Saturday comes, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, he calls me. He says, Gary, you're a man of your word. Got home, got my mail out of the mailbox out on the street, and your check was the very top envelope. He says, I thank you for your word. But he says, I got a little problem. I said, oh shit, now what? He says, I've had probably 25 phone calls of other guys wanting this truck, and they're wanting to give me double of what you and I agreed on. And I was silent. He says, I'm a man of my word. A deal's a deal. I told you the price, but he says, I got a little better deal for you. If you can bring me cash, I'll knock $3,000 off the price. I said, Jim, I can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I came down to San Fernando. It was raining. He says, the truck's been sitting for about 5 or 6 years. He says, you might want to bring some new front tires down for it. He says, the ones that are on it, there's good tread, but he says, the sidewall's got cracks in them. He says, you might not want to drive it back to Nevada like that. So I brought a pair of rims tires mounted on rims, and it was raining, kind of sprinkling. And he says, I got an air wrench and I got a jack. We can change them right here. He and I started pulling the front tires off, and he started telling me about the truck and different jobs that he'd been on with it. God, he started kind of crying. I thought, oh shit, I don't think he's gonna. By the time we get done changing, he's gonna back out on this deal.
Talk himself into keeping it.
Yeah, Well, then we started kind of talking about what I did for a living and what he did for a living. And he says, you know, I don't have much of an education. I dropped out of school in the 8th grade and joined the Hells Angels. He says, I still belong to the Hells Angels. There's these goddamn motorcycles laying around on their side and in the grass. And he said, yeah, we come up, we have these parties here at my place. Used to. He says, we don't too much anymore. Anyway, he says, I'm going to get the hell out of California. So we put the tires on the truck, go up to the house. He wanted me to show some pictures of their parties, Hells Angels parties they used to have, and went through those. I gave him the money. He's still kind of teary-eyed. I says, I gotta head home, Jim. I can't be hanging around here. Jim Hoover was his name. Good guy, super good guy. I says, I gotta get going, Jim. And he says, I gotta do this. We'll have a beer. And oh man, he ain't gonna let me have this truck. Pretty soon I says, Jim, I gotta go right now. We'd already changed money, and I had the title in my pocket, and he came out. That guy loved this truck so much. He ran alongside this truck all the way down his driveway, probably 200 yards, just following me alongside the truck.
No way.
The guy loved this truck, period. Huh. And I haven't had to do anything to it. It's just, I've cleaned it up here and there, because like,
really?
It'd been sitting for a long time. We polish and touch up the paint here and there. And
but this one's pretty much as you got it.
As I got it.
Oh, wow.
He had just gone through the motor at a Caterpillar dealer somewhere there in the LA basin. Went through at the same time he went through both boxes, bearing both boxes.
Wow.
I've never had a bit of trouble with this truck.
That's
just
awesome.
A super beautiful driving truck.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's an original 3408 truck, it's 5 and 4. And
both of them overdrive?
Both of them overdrive. Yep. This thing will haul ass. This little conventional here was a 3-axle at one time, and a company right here in this valley that fed cattle and had a feedlot and hauled lots of cattle around the west coast ordered it brand new. They bought 2 of these, only they were 3 axles with 8 V92s in them.
Really?
They traded in 2 71 6 and 4 V12 long hoods for 2 of these.
Really?
That they ordered brand new in 71.
Oh, wow.
And I had an opportunity to buy one of those, but you know, back in the middle 70s, I really didn't have a whole lot of money, so I couldn't really afford it. But anyway, later on in life, they wore these, the pair of these, they wore them out, they sat on the farm in their boneyard, and I made a deal with them to buy one because I wanted to build a 2-axle. And took the 92 out, put the B model cat in.
I was just going to ask what was in it if it was still a 92.
It had a 6 and a 4, and I put a 9 and a 4 in it.
Oh, okay. Why the 9?
Easier to shift.
Yeah.
If you get lazy, tired after driving for 20, 22 hours, you can just shift the main box and leave the Brownie in direct.
Makes sense. And is this Rayco Air?
Rayco Air.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen it. I didn't know
it's the lowest air ride you can get. They build the lowest air ride.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know that. The one Pete that I have is Rayco Spring, and I've known that suspension, right? Because it's on like every Freightliner ever. But I've never seen it. I didn't even know they made an air ride. That's pretty cool.
It's a sweet little air ride.
That's
it really
neat.
Is. Rides good, handles the loads good. But pretty much the story on this truck. Like I say, it was a 3-axle. We cut it down to make a 2-axle.
Yep.
It was painted kind of a blue, had a blue interior. I put a new interior in it.
Oh, okay.
I paint all the trucks here myself. That's about.
Do a hell of a job painting.
I don't know whether it's the smell of the paint fumes or what, but I love painting trucks.
Just keeping you young, man. It's working. Whatever you're doing, it's working.
This 82 Peterbilt here, my attorney in Reno acquired it through a bad debt on legal work. When he got it, it had 90,000 original miles on it.
Jeez.
And he used it in his potato business, hauling out of the field to the shed for 2 or 3 years. And I finally talked him out of it. It was a blue and white color. I think it had a black frame. We stripped it all down, redid everything, even at low mileage. I just wanted everything brand new through it. Plumbing, wiring.
Wow.
Everything clean. put the air ride under it. It had the Hendrickson under it also.
Oh, okay.
Originally.
Yep.
And we just used it around the farm here, heavy haul truck for a lot of years.
Sweet old unit.
It still doesn't have a lot of miles. I think it's got less than 300,000 on it.
Oh, wow.
Today. So.
Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
And it's a sweet little truck to drive. It's
cool you use it. That's the coolest.
You know, it's an oldie, but it'll be around a lot more years than the ones they're building tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Or yesterday.
Yeah. They just get done putting them back together, just get done building them, and then they're back in the shop.
Yep.
With emissions trouble.
This truck here, it was advertised on truck paper in Galva, Illinois.
Okay.
It'd been around the block. I think originally it was sold to a company in Montana. Called them up about it. Yeah, it's this, and this. I said, well, you think I could drive it back to Nevada without too many problems? I think so. So I says, well, I'll buy. I'm going to send you the money. And then in a week or so, I'll come out, I'll fly out and drive it home. A couple, 3 or 4 days went by and they called me back. She said, man, I don't know if it'll make it back there or not. We don't know anything really about the engine or the history on the transmission or any of it. I said, well, I'm going to take a chance. I've already sent you the money, you got my money. I want the truck. I fell in love with this original green interior. I'm a sucker for green interior.
Absolutely immaculate, this thing.
And this right here is kind of what sold me on the whole truck.
Absolutely.
And it was just clean.
Yeah.
This truck was clean. It didn't have the original engine in it when I purchased it, but I had an NTA motor in one of my sheds, and when I got it home, I didn't make it home with it. Never had a bit of trouble. This thing drove like a dream.
Perfect.
Never a fuel filter problem or nothing. And I got home, we pulled the engine, got my NTA motor out of the shed, kind of freshened it up here and there a little bit, painted it, put it in this truck, put a new radiator in it, because I'm a kind of a radiator nut.
You gotta be out here.
I like clean new radiators.
Yeah.
And this is it. As far as the paint, this is the way I bought it.
Wow. The interior is just wild.
It's got the crawl through sleeper.
It's just so clean. I can totally understand why you had to have it. And it's got some miles on it. I mean, you would never know. It looks brand new in here.
Yeah.
It looks brand new in here.
I had so much fun driving this thing back from Illinois.
Oh, I bet.
It was just a blast.
So then this is a, what motor's in this?
NTA 370.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Yep.
And they're a distinctively different Cummins motor. Anybody who's been around Cummins, they can identify them.
Yeah. And is this a 13?
13 speed, yeah.
And you were telling me this one has the factory tank heater.
Yeah, it's got
That's so cool.
The factory heaters for the fuel. Of course, this one's got the wet kit on it for hydraulics.
What a cool old truck. Just can't get over the interior, how clean that is. That's just unbelievable.
The interior is what really sold me on the whole truck.
I totally believe that. It would have sold me too.
Anyway, this is a V12 6-4 truck. I bought it from a company that bought like 6 of them in Yuba City, California. This thing was complete wore out. I mean, wore out. Kind of like the 72 I got over there with a 1693 in it. Had to reskin the whole whole thing. The sleeper, the cab, the hood, everything. I'm a connoisseur of old fenders, so I like to keep the old style original fenders.
Yeah.
And we put those on it. It had a bunch of mismatched shit all over it. Refurbished the V12, runs like a champ. Put the 6-4s back in operation. If I remember right, I think this had Hendrickson under it when we put the air ride in it.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly. But it's a factory V12 truck.
Yeah. Factory little window with a set of boxes. It's like holy grail truck, you know? The only thing harder to find than this is a needle, you know?
Yeah.
Like
and
a narrow nose.
You know, my first experience with a V12 truck in 1968 I was raised on a cattle ranch up in southeastern Oregon, right across the Nevada border. And my father, in the spring, would always buy 10, 12 loads of Mexican steers out of El Paso and put them on summer pasture. And there'd be like, oh, I don't know, 10, 15 loads of these little Mexican dwarf steers that come in. And 68, a V12, brand new 68 long hood V12 6-4 truck was the first one to roll into the ranch in April of that year. And that truck driver, I met him down at the load and chute. I could hear him coming for miles. And I met him down at the load and chute, and that guy was so goddamn proud of that truck. He showed me every inch of it, the inside of the sleeper, the inside of the cab, pulled the hood open, showed me the motor, and I was I was like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed with that truck, and it had always been in my mind, I'm gonna own one of these. One of these days I'm gonna have one. And it took me a lot of years to do it, but I finally this is one of my first V12 trucks.
Okay. I can't even imagine what it's like to buy one of those and have, like I often say it about, you know, my cab openers, like, I can't imagine being the guy in that picture, owning that truck, Nick.
The thing, that guy told me, he says, you know what, I've been hauling cattle all over the West Coast for 28 years or something. He says, it always, from El Paso up into this country, always takes us anywhere from 38 to 42 hours straight driving. He says, right now, I'm about 4.5 hours ahead of everybody else. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he was over the moon.
Had to be, yeah.
He was, man. He was high on something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget that as a young guy. I was interested in trucks then.
What a cool experience.
But, anyway, that's the story on this.
This thing is just aces. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Had an absolute freaking blast out there touring Gary's collection. Super hospitable guy. I wish I had more time. That weekend flew by so absolutely fast for me. I missed a couple of trucks. I'm sorry about that. We will get them on the next visit out to Gary's. I'm sure we'll be back out there again. Hopefully he still likes me by then. Just freaking amazing. Stay tuned. Next week's video, we'll do a tour of his junkyard, because even his junkyard has tons of cool stuff in it. So you're going to love that. So stay tuned. Huge shout out to you patrons. Greatly appreciate you guys keeping us afloat every month. And pop on over to old2stroker.com. Get yourself something nice. We've sold over half of our V12 emblem and magnet inventory already. I can't thank y'all enough for that. I never expected such a warm response, but they are my freaking best emblem. I mean, they're just aces. So if you got a V12 truck, make sure you grab yourself one. And if you're buying one, or you have bought one, make sure you send me pictures of them installed on your V12 trucks, because I'm going to feature them on the website and maybe a possible video. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.